Hey Calvary Kids, I am just doing a fun little activity in my spare time and it kind of got me thinking, so I thought I'd share what I was doing and then a few, thoughts that it made me think. So first of all, what I'm doing is I'm painting a rock, and originally I was going to paint a pet rock, which sounds kind of goofy, but I don't know if you've ever heard of that. You like paint a rock and you name it and it's like, your pet rock. But as I was thinking about rocks, it really got me thinking about how important rocks are in the Bible. Like, I had never really thought about it before, but, rocks are in the Bible a lot. I mean, you think about, like, Old Testament, you think David using rocks to defeat Goliath. You think about, like, Jacob. I just read this in my devotional this morning, actually. You think about Jacob on his way, running away from his brother. He falls asleep with a rock as a pillow and has the vision of the angels going up and down in heaven and names the rock Bethel. You think about New Testament. The devil tempts Jesus to turn rocks into bread. Jesus says to Peter, he says, "On this rock I'll build my church." He talks about how if people stop praising him, the rocks will cry out. So you could probably think of even more places in the Bible where rocks play an important role. And one of my favorite stories about rocks actually is when the Israelites are crossing into the Promised Land for the first time after wandering in the wilderness, and they have to cross the Jordan River. And if you remember, God uses Joshua to part the Jordan River, and he commands the Israelites to take 12 stones from the middle of the river and to make a little pile on the side of the Jordan River in the Promised Land, so that later when people walk by and are like, "Why is this pile of stones here?" they could say, "Oh, we were trying to come to the Promised Land, we faced this obstacle, and we were able to overcome it because of God." And that just kind of got me thinking about, it's kind of a crazy time a little bit. We might be a little nervous, a little frightened, and I thought it would be cool that maybe, like, as a family, if you all wanted to go find a rock or multiple rocks and paint them and just kind of put them somewhere as a reminder of, like, God can get us through this. And then when this whole thing is over and life is back to normal-ish, you can look at that pile of rocks and be like, when we painted that, we weren't sure exactly how God was going to use this, but he did. And he's an awesome, powerful God. And so Chelsea and I are painting rocks, and we're gonna put them somewhere, and as a reminder to trust God. And then later we'll be able to look back and think about all the cool ways God was able to use a kind of tough situation, a kind of a situation that can sometimes make us anxious. So we'll post pictures in our comments of our finished rocks. And they don't have to be, it doesn't necessarily have to relate to the Bible. It could just be something you want to paint. You could make a pet rock, but we're going to post pictures in the comments of ours. And if your families decide to paint a rock, you can post them in the comments too. Also, if you don't have rocks on hand, or if you don't have paint on hand, you could also just draw a picture or anything like that. It doesn't have to be rocks and paint and whatnot. But yeah, be sure to comment in the comment below your finished products, because I'm excited to see what y'all do. So until next time, Calvary Kids, see you later.